Hey everybody. Oh man, I got an echo. Hold on. Hey everybody, AJay the CEO here. I am in Florida in a hotel room. I don't have everything like I normally would, but hey, it's been a minute since we done a live stream, so I'm gonna see what we can do. I don't have, like I said, I don't have everything like I normally would. I'm trying to get all this stuff jimmy rigged here, but thank y'all so much. I'm thankful that my stream is actually fast enough to live stream this time around. And I'm still trying to do some links out here to send it to everybody. I'm going to do my best to answer some questions for y'all. And I got the questions up, my stuff up here like I normally would, so I can bring up y'all's comments. So, Joshua, what is going on? Let me make sure everything is pulling up. Yeah, so, yay, everything is showing up. Actually, I should pull this up on another screen so I can have some more space. How about that? So I'm hooked up to the TV right now over here so I can actually see. Mike D. Heyo. Hello, how are you doing? Appreciate y'all stopping by. And again, my apologies for being so late. We've been wrapping up a lot of work here at Cornerstone Baptist Church. So really excited about that. As you can see, I am in my hotel room. Video streams, what is going on? Mike, how you doing there, brother? I hope you're doing well. Chastity, hello. My apologies, I haven't responded to your email because I've been busy, but I will get to you when I get a chance. Hello. Yes, I know it's been a long time, man. We got a lot of stuff going on. Aaron, what is going on? Hey, thank you. I really appreciate it. First question, what am I using to stream? I am using my laptop and I am using vMix that I cobbled together right now. And I'm also using my Sony ZV camera right now. And like I said, this is all I got. I got no streaming, no stream deck, no nothing. So I'm clicking through everything right now. I am using my Lark 150 for my audio that you're hearing right now. And I'm going USB from the camera right into my laptop. Sean White, what is going on? Sorry, I can't, there's no more light in here, so I can't get it any brighter. But hey, folks, I'm here as usual. Beyond thankful. We're on install number 3 of the year. Again, our goal this year is to physically install 100, help 100 ministries. While I'm down here in Florida, I have another one in St. Petersburg on Monday. We're going to be doing some training at Cornerstone Baptist Church tomorrow at 9. I forgot to order a PoE switch, so we overnighted one, so hopefully it will be here. I left my mouse at home, so I had to buy one so that hopefully I can edit what we did at Friendly Missionary Baptist Church as well as what we did today. I'm going to try and put that all together. T, what is going on? Streets of Destiny, hey, what is going on? Thank y'all for stopping by. Ty, hey, what's going on? Like I said, folks, I'm here to answer some questions if y'all have any, because I know we didn't do nothing last week because I was in Chicago. I'm so glad. It was 2 degrees out there. It is 77. A high of 77. It's around like 50 right now, but I mean, it feels good here. Yes, I could. If you don't mind just posting the question again in here and I'll address it. I literally only have one screen, so it's going to be a little difficult to try and pull up my email right now if you don't mind, and I will answer your question on here. Otis, what is going on, sir? Hope you're doing well down there in Texas. Back to Streets of Destiny. I guess this isn't really conducive because my camera's right here. I'm hooked up to the TV in the room so I can see everything that's going on. I'm in the middle of recording our Friday outreach dinner. Awesome. What are y'all serving for dinner? Set up to come to Louisiana. We would love to have you. Hey, you send me the invite, and we can order. We can handle whatever, and I am open. I'm actually looking like I'm going to be going back to California pretty soon as well too. Waiting to hear back. Augustin was going to do some work, but he's not going to be able to do it. So they're going to contact me, and I'm probably going to go out there. I just need to isolate the time, and I will let y'all know. Otis, you are correct. Yes, it is the Swiss Army knife. I turned off the license on my home computer and then activated it on my laptop, so we are good. Joshua, Generation House of Faith Incorporated. Hey, AJ, what do you think about the HS1600 data video? It's okay. I'm sorry, I was trying to see why my buffer post didn't go out here. Data video to HS1600. So I'm not set up, folks, to show my desktop and anything like that, all right? So let me look up this. Are you talking about the HS1600T? Which version are you talking about? I'm pulling it up right here to try and see. I hope this is if this is what I'm seeing, the HS1600T Mark II, honestly, it looks limited, to be quite honest. But again, I have not got my hands on one. Just looking from the pictures, it looks kind of limiting. That's just me. I could be completely wrong. So that's just what I'm thinking. Brian Jones, hey man, I am in the room trying to relax for a little bit, and then I got to go to sleep and then be at the church back at 8. We had some fun. Pulled a whole bunch of fiber HDMI cables. All of the cameras worked except for the 2 in the back because they got cut against some steel joists, and it messed up both of the fiber cables. So thankfully we had 2 more. We got everything working, but we don't have a PoE switch. So we're waiting for that to come in so that everything can be configured, connected to the controller, and do training and stuff like that. But everything is going good so far out here. Joshua, so our projectors are being fed into our computer via VGA converted into USB. How can you run a projector feed? How can we run a projector feed? What do you mean? So our projectors are being fed into our computer via VGA converted into USB. I mean, do you have any other connections on your projector? That'll be the first thing. Aaron was saying, I live in Jacksonville, Florida. It's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. Yeah, you quite a ways away from me. Back to Joshua, again, I need to know what type of projectors and everything else before I can really answer that. And I need to know what is your source of where everything is coming. Is it going to be coming directly from the computer? Need to know on that. Don, what is going on? There we go. Hey, Don. Derek, this is my cousin. What's going on, cuz? I hope everything is well with you. Otis is saying Frozen. He said, let it go, let it go. Back to Joshua here. Man, I really need to move this because I don't like looking over here. But then it makes it hard for me to see who's sending questions. I guess we'll just have to live with it. And I still can't see the way they have the screen. Let's put it right here. And now it's way too, you know what, let's switch this. Yeah, this is not ideal. I'm used to my two screen setup so I can see what's going on. Yeah, and I can't read that. So can I turn everything? I don't want to get disconnected, but I want to be able to look over here. See, the lighting is horrible now. Oh well, we're just gonna have to figure it out. So if y'all don't mind me not looking at y'all, this is probably the easiest way for me to read everything that's going on. So the presenter can hook up their laptop at the pulpit and can put up slides. Well, if you're trying to do that, the presenter can hook up their laptop at the pulpit. I mean, well, there are multiple ways you can do that. You can hook up a wireless HDMI that's going to the laptop and have it connected to your video switcher or whatever that you have connected. You can run an SDI cable. You can have a long fiber HDMI cable. It's a bunch of things. What is everything connected to that's handling your presenting? That's what I need to know. Don. Come on, man. AJ, we are having a winter storm here in Nebraska. Yeah, they're having something in Virginia right now. They're laying down chemical on the road like they should have last time. So you're good. Hey, Steve, thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. Yes, folks, if you like what we're doing here, please hit the like button. It really does help out a lot. Streets of Destiny, yes, we will have a roundtable tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, on Sunday, because I'm still going to be here until Tuesday. I leave Tuesday morning to head back to Richmond. So yes, we will have something on Sunday. Francisco, man, hey, you got some sleep there, new daddy? How's everything going with the little one? All right, Chastity sent me an email and I asked her to put it in here. So let's see what the question is again. My church has 2 smart TVs that we will temporarily be using, and I'm trying to hook them up without having to run wires across the floor, I'm assuming. Again, there are multiple things you can do with that. You can get a wireless HDMI adapter similar to what I have at my chapel that I moved. And you can have one in the back, and then you can send it, depending on the smart TV, you can use Google Chromecast or something like that to broadcast. Me personally, I like the wireless because then you can just put the wireless receiver near the TV, do a splitter, and then run an HDMI to each one of the TVs. That would be simple, and you can always use that wireless HDMI later on. Joe, what's going on? Let me know, Chastity, if you need some more detail other than that. That's how I would do it if you didn't want to run cables. You have the Chromecast or whatever type of, honestly, if it doesn't have Google built into the TV, I would probably say get a wireless HDMI and then just do another splitter off of that, and then fiber cables to each TV. I don't know how far away the TVs are from each other, but that's the easiest way to do it. Just realize with that HDMI, with that wireless HDMI, you will have some type of latency, but that's just the nature of how it's going to be if you're going wireless without a direct connection. Doug, I am currently using OBS to live stream my church service. My question is, I go into the settings and change my brightness settings to 16. And Doug, follow up with your question because it looks like it cut off, so I missed the rest of it there, please. Joshua, I don't know what type of projectors we have. Okay. Trying to see what else we can do with that, because if it's VGA, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you could use a USB to VGA adapter. That is an option. I think you said that's what you're already doing. Let me see. We'll come back to that. Jason, hey, welcome to the Tampa area, AJ. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. I need to get some more sleep because I'm running around. I'm excited about what I'm doing, but man, I'm telling you, I think Dee, I really appreciate Dee, my admin. She keeps me straight. She actually has blocked off my time when I get back for the rest of next week to recoup. So I really appreciate that. I didn't ask her to do that, and she does that. So I'm very thankful for it, that she's looking out for me so that I don't run myself into the ground. Yeah, Joshua, I mean, it's kind of hard. I would need to write up a diagram on your setup, because maybe I'm just not clear in my head right now how to do it. It's a way to do it. I just need to think through it right now. So, but to go to the projectors, if you're using OBS, yeah, I would need to go through the whole system so I can really get my mind wrapped around that. Martina, hello. Patrick, what is going on? Hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. Hope everything is well with you as well, too. Back to Joshua. So you don't have a video switcher, so everything is going directly to the computer? If that's the case, are you using OBS? Are you using vMix? Need a little bit more detail, because OBS, you can have it routed out, and you can do some other stuff as well, too. Back to my cousin here. About to finally connect to Facebook. Just downloaded OBS the other day. Is that the best way to connect? Well, in your setup, now are you talking about personally, or are you talking about the setup that I did at the church? Because at y'all's church, you wouldn't need OBS. You're going to use the ATEM Mini Extreme directly, and that can live stream. So you wouldn't even need OBS at all in your setup. Now, if you're doing this at home, then yes. But if you're talking about the setup that's at the church, no, you don't need OBS. Aaron, you're asking me some questions. I have no idea. What hazer is best, water-based or oil-based? Never use it. My church, they probably lose their mind if I try to do something like that. So I don't know. Hopefully somebody else in the comments can answer that one for you. Well, Otis has a good suggestion as well too. Run NDI, display capture to switcher, then projectors. That's a good option. If you're using OBS and you're connected over VGA, you could do the same thing, NDI into that, and then in OBS do a full screen out to that VGA connection that's going to your projectors. That's another one that you can do as well too. Brian, have you confirmed the dates that you'll be in Michigan? No, I have not heard back from them, so I don't have any dates as of yet. As of right now, I am waiting to hear confirmation about coming back down here to Florida for Fort Lauderdale. I think another church that I just talked to, Friendly Missionary, they might bring me back down here because we got their stuff set up, but they want to do TVs and some other stuff and maybe some PTZs, so I may be back down here for that. I am waiting to hear back from a ministry out in California, waiting to hear back from Texas. We got Alabama, Louisiana, Michigan. Those are the 5 states I'm waiting to hear back from. Also waiting to hear back from a church in London and Paris. So that's 7 right there. And then we got a bunch of projects that are in place. But those are the 7 states I have not heard back from. When I get back, we're going to be in North Carolina to install some stuff at New Birth Ministries. That's going to be the last week of this month. We're going to be back in King and Queen Court, Virginia at Zion Baptist Church to install their stuff. Not next week, but the week after that, the week of the 24th. And then we're going to be in Asbury, Maryland, Brandywine, Maryland, something like that. Asbury United Methodist, I believe. We're going to be there the first week of February to install their stuff. That's what I have on the books right now. But we got a lot of stuff, which I'm very thankful for. But I will let y'all know. Check out my website, ajhomes.com. Go to About, and then I have a 2022 travel map where I'm updating where I'm going to be in the area. That's the best way to do it. And I'm trying to post some more stuff on social media so y'all know where I'm going to be at. Streets of Destiny. It all works. We lost lights and sound during Bible study. You're doing well. Okay, thank you. Back to Chastity. Can I use one transmitter and two receivers? Yes, you can. That was similar to what they had at First United Methodist in Chicago. That's how they had it. They had one transmitter and two receivers on both of the projectors. As long as you get one that supports it from Amazon, yes, that will work. T, I have a PC set up with a monitor connected via DVI and then a projector from the VGA output, but it would not see both. Is that not possible? Via DVI and then a projector from. It all depends on the graphics card, because DVI is a digital interface, VGA is analog. Some graphics cards can handle both at the same time, but it sounds like the video card that you got can't handle sending digital and analog at the same time. That might be an issue. Now, similar to what Joshua was saying, if you need to run both, you could get a USB adapter for that other output, and that should work. But it sounds like from your graphics card, it can't handle both. All right, let's go back here. Smart TVs are ultra-pro short projectors for medium-sized sanctuary for songs lyrics. Source will be a laptop that runs sound and OBS. Honestly, smart TVs. Smart TVs you'll get, it's a lot cheaper, a lot brighter. You don't have to fight the ambient light inside of the room. That will work. And then honestly, I mean, I've gotten two 75-inch screen TVs for $550. And even if you went up to 85, I've seen them on sale for like $750. You can get two of them for what an ultra short throw projector would be that's going to be bright enough for the room. That's what I would use. And the same way, get two fiber HDMI cables to go all the way back, do a splitter to your laptop, boom, there you go. Doug is finishing with, I changed brightness to 160, default is 120. Every time I restart, it goes back to 120. How do I get it to stay? I believe that is an OBS, what your original question was. There is a setting in there to save your projectors or something like that for your brightness. I believe that was your message originally. Correct me if I'm wrong. I will try and open up OBS to go through that setting. Y'all won't be able to see it because I don't have it set up that way here in the my hotel room. But make sure, let me know again if it's OBS, and then I'll go through the settings here. Back to Derek. I've been able to learn a lot from your other videos. I learned to use Google Slides to create my background, becoming better with it. Awesome, Derek. Awesome, awesome. Coach, what's going on? Evening, AJ, just tuning in. Hope all is well. Yes, everything is great. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mike, it most likely is. Let me crank this up and let's see what we can do. Again, this is my default on side of here. I just pushed it up to, let's just do 300. Let's see, hopefully that will work fine there. So hopefully that should give you some more space. Like I said, I didn't have everything set up here. Joshua saying, I will send a follow-up email to you later. Thank you. I'll look at that. But please be mindful, I can't really respond to my emails since I'm here on a client install. I'm not going to be able to respond to anything until around when I get back Wednesday. And so we'll see. And most likely because of everything, I'm probably going to do a couple of live streams going on. And just to give y'all a heads up, if you, anybody who's going to be on our roundtable, I'm going to try and live stream that roundtable to YouTube. And so we can bring in some comments because we got a lot of stuff to discuss. Mainly, it's been a video that I mentioned, and then something has been going on in our Facebook group that we had a lot of stuff that we need to talk about that's happening in ministries. And I posted a couple of comments about this, and I want y'all to think about this. My question to y'all, and I put it on the Facebook page, was what are y'all using to determine your success in your media ministry? Are you just looking at numbers? Are you just looking at views? Are you looking at watch time? What are you using to gauge how successful your live stream is. I'm going to see, can I put a poll here? And I need to type this all out. I guess I should have been prepared for this. How do you measure media ministry success? Maybe if I spell measure right. So likes, views, subs, or other. So if you do have other, please put it in the comments. I just put this poll out. Let me know what y'all think about that. We also got to talk about some other stuff about, is it time to shut your live stream down? There was another post, and again, I don't believe in competition and nothing like that, and I agree with some of the stuff that was said. Some of the stuff I don't, but that's the beauty of what we do. There was a video by Brady Shear that was talking about how he still feels that we shouldn't do live streaming. I understand some of his points. I don't agree with some of them, but again, it's not meant for him to be right and me wrong, or me right and him wrong. It's a discussion point to think about what we're doing. I will try and tag that video in later, but this is going to be a good one that we need to talk about, and this is going to be some stuff that I think a lot of ministries need to talk about as well, because I think some people are missing the mark on why we're doing what we're doing. Me personally, I don't care what you do in your live stream. For me, if one person is watching and they're hearing the message of Jesus Christ and their life has changed, then I think it's successful. That's just me. Because you got to think, would Jesus have gone up on the cross and it was just for one person? Yes. So if he would have done it that way, why are we limiting our live stream because we don't have 100,000 subscribers or viewers and stuff like that? Are we doing it? Are we chasing the numbers, or are we using this tool just to share the message? And whoever, because you got to think, folks, it's people who are watching y'all's live stream who don't understand the concept of subscribing, liking. Shoot, I'm looking at my stuff right now. I have to ask, I ask constantly in my videos for people to like, because it's just not, it's still not something common. So how do we not know that people are really being benefited by what your ministry is putting out when they don't understand the concept of subscribing? I had people at my church, they said they didn't want to subscribe because they thought, from the definition that they know of subscribing, it meant that they thought they were going to have to pay something because of their subscription, not realizing that subscribing on YouTube or liking a page does not mean that you have to pay anything. So, I really think we need to re-engage what we think, how we determine or how we measure success in our media ministries. And a lot of people are shutting down media ministries because it's not successful. And I think that they're missing the mark on what they're engaging. That's just a short synopsis of where I think I want to have a discussion about these things and open it up. Let's go back to Otis here. Have you heard of vMix 25 Live LAN? You can send video with a 10-second latency to any device on the same network for a capable browser. No, Otis, that is new. I have not heard of that. I'm going to have to check that out. Streets of Destiny, my NDI is running slow during recording. I would say, what's your system? Because NDI is going to be taxing, and anytime you add something else on top of that, you're going to be adding some more work to it. And I'm looking at this right now. I need to add another camera, because even though my Sony is plugged in, it looks like we might be having some sound. I mean, the battery is getting drained really fast. Let me see. Let me make sure. Come on. I think I set my stream to the wrong thing here. Alright, so let me switch over to my other camera, my webcam, which is not as good, but hey, we should be fine. All right, so we're on the webcam, and I'm really not liking how this looks. But hey, we go with what we got. Okay, so back to Derek. He was saying that is for the system. Yeah, if you're talking about the system at the church, no, you don't need to use OBS for that setup. You can, but you don't need to. Joe, we are talking about Fort Worth and we're talking about Houston. And if I go there, I'm probably going to stay for a little bit because I want to go to Boca Chica and I want to see a SpaceX launch. So I'm going to be there for an area there. Cassidy would like to know, what are your prices? Do you purchase the equipment the church needs or the church purchase it first? Me personally, I like to purchase it myself to make sure that everything is done. I mean, the church pays me and then I order the stuff. And depending on what it is, sometimes I ship it to me or I purchase everything and have it shipped directly to the ministry. That's what I did here in Florida. I ordered everything, forgot the PoE switch, but had everything shipped here, so when I'm here, it's here. Other stuff I might buy on site, like I bought another monitor and stuff like that because all the monitors that I wanted were not available at the time of ordering. And then also wants to know what brand is best. I like the Hollyland, but they are very high in price. I like the Ori. Those are some good ones as well too. And it really all depends. Man, this camera looks so much better than the webcam, obviously. I'm gonna try and stay on this one as long as possible, but we'll see. I'll get you one specifically, but I have to go do a search for it. And I will respond in the email to you with a brand. Hopefully that will help. Steve. Wow, AJ, you're going to need another vacation after doing all this work. I actually have one planned. Supposed to be going to Jamaica for a vacation. It's only for a weekend, but that's what we're planning. And then I'm have some other stuff in the works, so we'll let you know. Johan would like to know, good evening, AJ. How can I get rid of the hiss sound from my mixer? It is a multi-mix USB FX8 mixer channel. I need a sample of it. If you'll email me at questions@ajhomes.com, I will come back to it. It's a couple of things. A lot of times, like right now at the church I was just at, the hiss is because the computer is wide open and it's just a grounding noise that you can hear from that. But I need a little bit more details to be able to isolate what that may be. Brent, any tips from someone who is putting together a media production team in their local church? Yes, find people who are passionate about it. And don't add, me personally, I don't like asking for volunteers. It's just like the same way when I was a minister of music. I don't ask, like when I ask somebody to do a solo, I let that person volunteer themselves. Anybody that volunteers somebody else, I always pick the person who's doing that. Because I'm like, we all adults here. If they wanted to sing it, they can pick it for themselves. I don't like anybody picking themselves, because you got to realize you need to look for somebody who's passionate about media ministry and is willing to put in work without, because again, I don't believe in doing this as a job. Like, even though I have partners, employees, or whatever you want to call it, I don't believe in micromanaging people. I believe we're all adults. If you understand the mission of what we're doing, then I don't need to push you. You need somebody who's willing to do what they can do, even if they don't get acknowledgement for it. They're willing to do study to figure some more stuff out. Also, be the person in your media ministry that you would like other people to be when they join. Like for me, I don't hide the fact that I work hard because I enjoy what I'm doing. Now, the idea is if you come on board with me and you see what I'm doing, I'm never going to ask you to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself. But at the same time, I set a standard. I'm not going to push my standard on you, But everyone knows when you join my media ministry, you know what the standard is. So being lazy is no, we don't do that, because I believe what we're doing is saving souls. So that one time you want to be lazy and play on your phone instead of paying attention, in my mind, we may have missed someone. So I would just say, find out what your strengths are first. Strengthen those items, or like I did with YouTube, I set myself on fire and invited everybody to watch. I didn't ask for volunteers. I drew people to me, because you draw the people, they're going to be interested. I don't have to keep pushing them to stay in. If they come themselves, they already have chosen to be a part of it, not you asking and begging people to come. That's my number one tip I would say to you. We ain't got no time to beg nobody to do the stuff. You want to look for people who are willing to work and understand the importance of what this calling is, because it is a ministry. It's not just a bunch of pressing buttons and stuff like that. All right. So hopefully that helps you. And anybody else, if y'all got any tips, hey, that's what this channel is about. Everything to help each other out. Miss Jackie Allen, I am doing great. And yourself? I'm trying to get my camera right. Doug, OBS under source. I click on setting changes brightness, but it will not stay. Let me go here. So you said under the source. We're going to go to change brightness. Now, is that a filter? I think that's a filter. I don't see brightness under mine, because I'm going under properties. Is it a specific camera? Because I'm looking at mine. I don't have a brightness here. So sorry, I'm just trying to follow along in OBS. I don't see that for mine. Tell me exactly where you're going so I can replicate what you're doing. All right, so Otis was saying views and watch time. All right. David, thank you. Really appreciate that. Back to Brent. Due to where I am at now, I would say a combination of quality and if people keep coming back. Okay. This is all response to how do we measure success in your live stream views, and also people who reach to us or type on the comments how our program has been helpful to them. Okay. Good evening, good evening. Back to Steve, the poll. You will never really know how successful it is. I feel that it is a good way to put out the seeds and then let God do the rest. I agree. Robert would like to know any suggestions for recruiting for media ministries. Don't. I mean, be honest. Just like I said before, don't recruit. I like what I did is originally we used to recruit at our church, and for 10 years they recruited and all they got was me. So I was like, the recruiting didn't work. You got to show, it's nothing the matter with recruiting. The idea is, how are you recruiting? Are you just trying to tell people to stop being, and I'm being facetious when I'm saying this, but are you just asking people, hey, you're at church, you're lazy, you're not doing anything else, why don't you join the media ministry? Obviously, that's not going to work. For me, what I have done is show the kids that, hey, or anybody, the skills that you're learning in the media ministry can be used in the world as well too. So, hey, you're in high school, you're interested in YouTube, TikTok, all this other stuff. You can use the skills that we're doing at church to learn how to video edit, how to do this, and you can take this into college. You can take this into video editing for other people. You can do this to be hired to do video stuff for people who are not proficient in video editing. I show them a worldly use of these skills that are very much beneficial in the church and in ministry as well as in other areas. I showed that there's not just busy work in the ministry, but how first off, this is a true ministry, but then these skills can be offset somewhere else, and you're learning skills that you would have to go to college to learn. You can learn on a daily basis. Like, I didn't know how to video edit. I learned all of what I did from video editing in YouTube and everything I'm doing right now. I learned that in my church. So my YouTube channel was birthed out of what I learned in media ministry. And that is what compelled a lot of the youth to be interested, because they would come to me saying, Mr. AJ, I keep seeing you show up on YouTube as a suggestion. That got them, that met them where they were already at. And I didn't have to recruit them, because they saw what was happening at church. They saw it show up on YouTube, and that was something that they were interested in. That compelled them to come, and I didn't have to do anything. So that's kind of just my opinion. Back to Derek. So I will look for your video on connecting to Facebook using the ATEM. Is there a way to check to see if the internet signal is strong enough to put out a stream? I may have to just record, then upload. Currently, Derek, at your setup at the church, the upload speed is horrible. You could go to speedtest.net there at the church and then do a test and look for your upload speed. You want, with the ATEM, at minimum, you want 5 to 7 megabytes. That's if you're streaming from the ATEM. The last time I was there at the church, your download speed was 1.5 megabit down and 0.3 megabytes up. That is nowhere close to being fast enough. You can try and hook up your phone as a hotspot, and that was faster in that area. But currently, if your internet has not, they don't offer anything faster in your area, the best thing is to hook up an SSD and record the service and then upload it later. That would honestly be the best in your current setup. Lester, right now we had Lansing is the only thing I know right now. The other city, it kind of is escaping me right now. Simon, yeah. Hey, AJ, have you ever ran a Zoom prayer service live in church so people on Zoom can be heard in church and interact without feedback? Yes, I have. We did that at Spring Creek one time. Now, it's unique how you do that. What you would do is have one laptop running the Zoom, just like you would play any type of video, and have the audio coming out of the laptop going into your mixer. So it sounds just like a microphone, or you're playing a video or something like that. That's how everybody else can be heard. And then if you're live streaming properly and you're pulling your sound off of the mix, you want to be careful that you don't have a loop back, but you kind of need it to be heard so that people can hear. So that laptop needs to be separate from your stream. So it'll be like somebody just joined the Zoom privately and it's going that way. I guess I need to do a setup on how we would do that. So I will make a video once I get back. Please email me at questions@ajayhomes.com just in case I forget. I will open this up and my laptop just choked on me. Oh, it just made the notepad humongous. So we're going to make a how to bring in Zoom into church service. All right, so hopefully I will work on that and get that up and coming soon. Thank you for the video idea, and we will put something like that together. Why is this notepad so humongous? All right. Let's see. Rayland, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Thoughts on the Teradek Wave for hardware encoding? I've had a bunch of people ask me about that. I emailed them asking for a sample. I have not heard. So I want to kind of reserve my opinions until I've actually tested one. I've heard good things about it, but I want to get my hands on it first off before I can say anything. But we'll see. Back to Otis. Half our church went back out with the COVID uptick, including the pastor and myself have been out for the last 10 days. This after other ministry successes, we shut down the live stream. See, y'all know me. So this is my personal opinion. Jesus went to Peter and the disciples after they fished all day long with no success. And he told them to go back and go out into the deeper waters, cast it on the other side. This is my thought. If we've casted out the nets in the deeper side and we saw the success, why would we draw back our nets and go back to the very thing that we were doing before Jesus suggested go out and cast deeper? I always heard this statement. It's easier when you're running out of gas, you put more gas in. Or for the electric folks, when your battery's getting low, you charge the battery. You don't just stop and don't fill it. You got to keep going because you've built up all this momentum, and then all of a sudden, if you just stop, now you're going to start all over again, which is, me personally, I think is stupid. Again, that's me. I'm not calling anybody else. I just think the act is dumb. Because look at all the benefits that we've gotten and how we've been able to reach. We've been able to engage. We've been able to touch so many more people beyond our just city, state, country. Why would you stop that? That's if you have a reason, that's fine. The issue that I have is people are just stopping it and they have no reason. Or their reason is they want to get back to the way it was because they never wanted to do this in the first place. They're like, we only did live streaming because we didn't have any option. And now that we're back, I just want to get rid of the stuff. You didn't understand the power and the ministry and the benefit and the blessing of what this allowed us to do. So again, there's another video that I'm working on called the true cost of live streaming. And again, y'all know me. My channel is, can you put in millions of dollars into your live stream? Yes. You don't have to. Is the goal for you to have the prettiest, best looking thing and you got all the bells and whistles? Or is it some type of way to share the message? That's my question. Are we chasing the technology to make it look better? Or are we chasing the technology so we are more efficient in how we're sharing the message? There are two different paths that you can go. So, I mean, that's just me. I could be completely off, but that's just how I feel about it. Joe, you are welcome. Jackie. Yep. We're looking at trying to go to the grill for a vacation just to get away. Dave would like to know, what network switch would you recommend for NDI system with PTZ cameras? What network switch? I wouldn't say it's necessarily a network switch. It's about how you set your network up so that it's segmented to where you have full access to speed and you're not being limited by anything. And my camera is stuck on top of I keep trying to move so I have more space so it's not covering my face at the same time. But I mean, honestly, I've used a bunch. The TP-Link one, I mean, I personally like the unified ones, but they're kind of a little higher in price than the regular ones. Any network switch, gigabit switch will work as long as that traffic is isolated to only the cameras and you don't have a lot of other stuff going on. You need a router that you can set up VLANs and stuff like that to isolate the network to do that. Most of the time that is a managed switch that can do that. But again, some routers can do that. I have to look into those. I mean, I've only been using the Unify stuff for a long time, so I don't really know of any other brand off the top of my head that can do something like that, but we'll circle back. Norm, what's going on? Hello. Back to David Kennedy here. To me, it is not measured in the volume of likes and followers, but in the souls that are saved and lives are changed. Absolutely. And again, with that, there is no measurement. There is no data point for that. I really believe it's, like my brother-in-law was saying, everyone has to work out their own soul salvation. Our responsibility is to share the word. That's what it is. It's not we have to put this many people in church, this many people on our live stream, this many likes, this many subs. It's not that for the ministry. Our responsibility is, let me be real candid. I think that a lot of us, and my friend Jay Kyle did it this way. Before COVID, the mark of a successful ministry was a full house, a full church house. After COVID, the mark of disobedience was a full house because you're putting people in harm's way. So for me, I think that the body has been focused on numbers instead of effectiveness, as in effectiveness in actually doing what you're supposed to do and just sharing the word. That's the responsibility. Like I say this all the time when I was a minister of music. We do music in church not to entertain nobody. I say this to my pastor as well too. I don't pick music to entertain you. I don't pick the music to help you. I pick the music, and we do praise and worship to help set the atmosphere for the Spirit of God to come into place to make ministering easy. Whether that doesn't, if no one likes the music, we do our music, at least for me, I do music for an audience of one, and that's for God. That's what I do it for. Whether nobody likes it or not, doesn't matter to me. Like I always tell everybody, I'm not 104.7. I don't take requests, But again, I don't do this for entertainment. We do it for one reason. So again, are we ministering just because we want some amens or preach pastor, or whatever you want to say? Or are you preaching because that is your mandate? That's the task that's been given to you. And you're not doing it because you're looking for a return or a response, but from man or from women or from anybody else. Are you doing it because you're supposed to do it? That's just me. I might be naive with that, but I think we're too busy trying to compare numbers and data points and all this other stuff when that's not what we should be doing. Me personally. Back to Brent. But thank you there, David. Really appreciate that comment. How do I get better audio in Zoom using OBS? Do I have to use virtual audio cables? I tried it, but not sure if I'm doing it wrong. I mean, honestly, that works for me. But if you're getting bad audio, we might have to check something else. Because the VB audio cable just passes audio through. My question is your audio in general bad? If it is, then we need to look at the source and how it's coming into OBS, because OBS is just going to filter right to Zoom. One thing you can check off in Zoom, turn off the automatic muting of sound and clearing of background noise. You can turn that off, turn on high fidelity sound. Try that first. But if you have all of that and your sound is still bad, we need to look at the origin of how your audio is coming in and address that. Let's go to this page. Back to Coach here. AJay, my father pastor has been saying that we don't know who or when the word will touch us, so we have our part in spreading the word. That's what it is. We just spread it. But I think the issue is we're looking for instant gratification of like how many people have been watching, how many people are leaving comments, how many people are liking. Now, my channel is completely different. Yes, the likes and subscribes of what I do are reaching out and educating people to help empower the body of Christ and people to learn the techniques of what you need to do to live stream. Now, that's something completely different. From a ministry standpoint, my whole thing is y'all are not doing it for that. My goal from media ministry is just like you're seeing all these silly videos, cat videos, all this crazy stuff, people hurting each other, car accidents, all this other stuff, bad news that draws everybody's attention. My whole goal is to have more ministries have content out there, so just as much as you can see the bad, you can see the good. Because again, that's why I always say your ministry, there are millions of people that your ministry is the only one they can reach because of the unique way that y'all share the message. Again, it's not my responsibility, my church's responsibility, my ministry's responsibility to reach everyone. It is for us collectively to reach everyone. So again, even if your ministry is reaching one person, guess what? We need you. If your ministry is reaching 10 million, we need you. Because even if you're reaching that one, maybe that's the one that you need to reach. Maybe that's the one that your ministry is only going to reach. And is it worth putting in some time to live stream to reach that one soul? Because contrary to popular belief, if it was only one person, Jesus still would have got on the cross and died just for you. So if he would have done that just for one person, how dare we think, oh, we're not reaching more than one person, or we're not reaching that many people? That, again, that's my thought. And again, I could be completely wrong, but that's just what I think. Sydney, any tips on resolving audio sync issues? I'm streaming to Facebook via OBS. Audio comes over NDI to OBS PC. I've used the audio offset in advanced properties after a clap test, but the audio drifts. That sounds like what type of system? You can do the audio test, but to keep stuff in sync is dependent on the processing power of your CPU that's running OBS or the GPU. That is what's going to handle the encoding and putting everything together. If your audio is coming faster than video, that is a telltale sign that your system is not fast enough to keep everything in sync. So my question is, what system are you using? What's your CPU? What's your GPU? What's that? If you're using the Intel and it's anything less than a i5, you really don't even want to use an i5. You need an i7 if you're going to use Intel to guarantee that you're going to have good processing power. Or if you have an i5 and you have like an NVIDIA or an AMD type of, you're not going to have an AMD on the Intel one, but a NVIDIA GPU to offload all that processing and encoding, that would help. But I need to know what your system is. But that sounds like your system can't keep up. Lester wants to know how to check sound from camcorder to OBS. You would just go into, once you have the camcorder, well, how is the camcorder connected to OBS first? I need to know that, and then I can give you some direction. David, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm glad what I'm doing is helping. And I know I'm talking a lot, so I'm behind on some of the comments here. Oh, and yes, AJ, I draw my friends into church production, and they really love it there. Well, that's great. Awesome. Norm would like to know, do you need Presenter if you're using OBS? Does OBS do the things that Presenter does? No, not really. Presenter has Scripture and Bible built in natively. OBS does have plugins that can do it, but I like Presenter as something else. I don't like stacking a lot of stuff on OBS. Even though I show tutorials on how to do it, me personally, I like to run OBS as lean as possible, and I do everything in my presentation software, Presenter, Pro Presenter, Easy Worship, whatever, and I like having stuff segmented. So OBS is only handling the live stream, but I'm sending all of my video from my ATEM to that. All of my presentations, graphics, lyrics, whatever, is being pushed to the ATEM, and then the ATEM is sending it to OBS, and OBS is just passing it through. That's just me. MA16V3, cello, everything is great. Mark has a comment as well. I believe that the success can be measured by non-member views visiting our church. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Lester, okay, you're in Flint. I will let y'all know. I mean, I'm just thanking God for all these opportunities. So we're going to be visiting a whole bunch of places. And like I said, I mean, I don't want to, I really want to have a meetup, but with these spikes and everything. And I mean, honestly, I want to take this moment to say I'm just thanking God for his hedge of protection, because a lot of the places I've gone, I've come back, and a lot of the places where I was at, a lot of people got COVID and all this other stuff. And thank God I've tested and I've been negative with all the traveling I've done. I'm just so thankful that it's been negative. And, I'm just really thankful. I'm being mindful and being protective. And, I'm wearing masks. Like even today, I was wearing pretty much a mask all day when I was doing work. But I just got to be mindful around that stuff. So I'm really thankful about that. T. Oh yeah, folks, before I say that, don't forget, we are almost at 50. We're closing in on 50,000 subscribers. Remember, we're going to have a giveaway. A PTZ Optics camera is going to be given away, and then I'm also going to be giving away an A10 Mini Extreme as a runner-up. We are at 45,930 subscribers, so we're almost at 46,000. So we're going to be 4,000 away. So go to grow.ajhomes.com/50K giveaway. Again, I normally will have a graphic for that, but like I said, I don't have all my stuff to do that today. So just want to give y'all a heads up about that's still in place. All right. Back to T. With an A10 Mini Extreme, what is the purpose of using OBS with it? There is none unless you are just used to OBS and you want to do everything through that. Like that's what I was doing originally. What I'm doing right now, granted I don't have my A10 with me, I could do all of this through the A10 if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I still use vMix. Originally, before I started using vMix, I always did stuff in OBS, even though the A10 could stream to it. It's more of a level of comfort, and it's just your workflow. Could you do everything with the OBS in A10 Mini Extreme? Yeah, you could. Just like I use the A10 Mini Extreme, I feed it into vMix. vMix adds some stuff, and then I use it that way. Sometimes I stream from the A10 directly. Sometimes I use OBS. Sometimes I use Vimeo. Sometimes I use StreamYard. I use Melon app. It all depends on your level of comfort. Do you have to? No. It's just your level of comfort. MA16V3. I'm moving our switcher camera operator to a back office to unsardine our booth. Okay. The multi-view and the audio mix is making it to the back. I'm just wondering if there is anything else I need to consider. Make sure, I guess, you have your audio, you have a view of the final result, but you'll get that in your multi-view. No, I think you should be fine. I mean, the only thing else, you need to have some communication. What else is going to be left if you're moving your booth? Is there any communication that you need to talk to with anybody else? Be mindful of that. Parker. Hey, welcome. Yeah, I've always wanted to go there, so looking forward to it, getting away. Norm would like to know, is the Netgear 8-port Plus switch a good one? I mean, I believe so, yes. Most of these, honestly, at this point, you can't mess up a switch unless you're just really doing a horrible job. Most of these are fine, good to go. Completely agree. Scott here. Just like in-person participation, as long as at least one person hears, then I'm okay. I like to see more views, but for us, that normally means members are at home instead of in person. Understood. Jackie would also like to know, how do I sharpen the view on the PTZ Optics camera? We recently added lights in the sanctuary, and now the view is a little less sharp. Log into the menu of the camera if it's on your network, and you can play with that sharpness setting and dial that in. So that's the easiest way to do it. Pastor here, it is about to get the gospel out to the masses. Absolutely. Absolutely. MA16V3. We were looking at views, but soon we're probably going to start looking more at engagement, and we're building up some systems to set us up for success there. Awesome, awesome. Back to my cousin Derek. Thank you, AJ, for all your help. I'm happy to see you blessing. Continue to be casted wide. Your dad would be proud of your ministry. Have a safe trip. Thank you there, cuz. I really appreciate it. Brent, the recording from OBS sounds great, but the audio in Zoom while streaming isn't as good, meaning the bass and the music generally sound compressed. I know Zoom is not the best audio as well. Yeah, I would say look under the settings in OBS, in Zoom, because if your audio in Zoom in OBS is fine, there's something in Zoom that's compressing your audio. I would look at your settings to see if you can turn on high fidelity, make sure all that compression and noise cancellation is set to low as possible, and play around with that to see how that's working. Back to Sydney. Intel, my network is isolated, so the OBS and audio PC are on the switch by themselves. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that one then. All right, I see some people have some answers in here. And we got some knuckleheads in here posting stupid spam messages, so I'm sorry. We've already kicked somebody out. Like, I don't understand what's the point of doing this stuff. And let me kick somebody out real quick. All right, sorry about that. Let me see. Question is, what are your thoughts on using vMix as opposed to OBS? Well, I'm using vMix right now. It all depends. I mean, it depends on your use. Like, my church use OBS because I have it simplified. But I use vMix, and other ministries use vMix because they use more stuff. Like, I would love to bring in comments and stuff like that, but my church is not interested in that right now. But then I know, like Otis, they use vMix and a bunch of other ones. So, I mean, I think it's a tool. I like OBS because it's free, and for people that are looking, that are very budget conscious of what they're doing, that's a great option. And yes, does it take work? Yes. vMix does make some things easier, but it all depends. I've used both. All right, so we got a bunch of questions going back and forth, so that's cool. Jonathan, I don't know. I might not. I actually did play with a pfSense firewall at first at my house, but I don't know. I mean, if y'all want me to, I mean, I don't mind, but I personally haven't had any desire to actually do it. I would agree. You can do it this way as well, too. Thank you for that. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Let's go back here. One of our PTZ Optics cameras continuously drops the IP address. Is there something in particular that can be causing this? Is it set to DHCP or is it set to static? Also, are you on the latest firmware for that camera? I would check those things first too. We're on our first page so far. So, yeah, folks, I mean, I really appreciate it. Again, I wanted to get something out there because, again, we haven't done anything in a while. We're going to be back, and we're going to be here next Friday as well, too, doing some stuff. So, really appreciate it. I'm going to be working on a video tonight on what I did yesterday as well as today. And yeah, so really excited about that. Again, please make sure if you want to be a part of the discussion on our roundtable, which we will be live streaming, so it's going to be public. That's going to be on Sunday at 7 p.m. All the information on how to get a part of that is on our Facebook group. Go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions, and you're automatically going to be added into it. It's just asking, are you currently live streaming? Are you a part of the media ministry? Do you agree with the rules? We do run strict rules. We don't, in the Facebook group, we don't do cross promotion. You don't live stream in the group. You don't tell people to watch your live stream or your church, or you want to share a message that God is giving you. I'm not trying to be mean, but that group is not for that. If you want to post something, please run it by one of the admins or the moderators before posting it, because you don't want to get kicked out off of something silly. The group is meant for us to share knowledge with each other, for us to hone our skills. And iron sharpeneth iron, if you understand what I mean. We're meant to build each other up and learn more skills for us to be more effective. We are not, and that's one of the skills. You posting, blasting on Facebook and social media, just going to your page or your channel or your church without any type of context is the equivalent of you putting up a poster on a light pole on the street. It's annoying. You're not getting no attention. We're teaching how to effectively use social media, how to effectively use video and stuff like that. Because if you're just posting and blasting people with your videos and have no contents, it's considered spam. You know, you want to win people over and show them why people want to go. Not just, hey, join us for church service today. Well, okay, what's so different with your church service than the millions of other ones out there? But anyway, that ain't appropriate in the group anyway. But again, it's like this all the time with media ministries all over the world. We're at 2,600 media ministries, and we're at least in 36 countries all over the world, folks. So it's a great place. We got some great people. I really appreciate it. I want to thank all my YouTube members and Patreon supporters. I really appreciate that. If you like what we're doing here, you can hit the join button down below on YouTube, or you can go to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO. The goal for this year is when we get to a collaborative combined $1,000 a month from YouTube membership and Patreon supporting, we're going to give away an A10 stream, or we'll put up a poll to vote on what we would give away, and I will randomly pick one of our YouTube members or Patreon supporters to bless that ministry with. Again, this is in full transparency. What I collect from YouTube membership and Patreon, that goes back to feed back into the body. I don't use that to go stack my paper so that I can go buy a car or buy a house and nothing like that. I use that to help fund the ministry, and my ministry is to help educate and bless other houses of worship so that they can share the message online using technology. That is the goal of e-missionary, being a missionary using technology to share God's word with any form of modern technology available to people we may never meet. So I'm just helping fund and bless that to other ministries, and that's what we do. So again, if you believe in what we're doing and you want to help support, go ahead and click the join button down below, or go to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, and that's what we do. Thank you so much, folks. I hope y'all have a great night, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you is. And guess what? I appreciate you, and I thank God for all your talents and abilities and your hunger to get better in technology to help share the message of Jesus Christ throughout the whole world. So I really appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon. I think I already said that part. But we'll be seeing y'all later, folks, and we'll see you on the Zoom. So later.